Then if it's late, I'll keep it quick with you so that you don't have to wait or spend too much time. So, what were some of the things you wanted to discuss today?
Actually have a problem when it comes to getting the transcripts and the recommendation letters from our teachers. So right now we are applying for fall 2023, but as of now, none of my friends and I have been able to get the how do you call it, the required documents from our teachers. So I don't know if maybe we could apply for a later date or something. But I'm really scared if maybe I start the whole thing and I'm not able to complete it.
Okay, so the deadline for like this year to get into fall 2023 for most schools, even if you do the regular decision, is around anywhere from January 1st. Most schools will close their deadlines January 1st, but some schools will still have theirs open till like February 15th. But a lot of the schools normally you should plan to finish everything by January 1st. So to get a transcript and stuff. So you just have to talk to the administration. For him, what we did was we talked to the administration. If you really want it, you will get it. Yes, it's not easy. I know your high schools, they will
Yeah,
not make it easy for you to get it. Like they will, some of you, I remember my school, you have to pay money to get your transcript, pay money for testimonial, pay money to even get your own WASI certificate. So I know, but like if you really want it, I think you can get it. So I don't know why you're saying you can't get it.
yeah, yeah. And my dad had already started, like, he has been talking to the man in charge of the IT, Mr.
Mhm.
Afoba.
Yeah.
The man is also saying we should take our time, you get back to us and
Okay. Okay.
all that, but still we haven't heard anything from him.
Hmm.
But I'm sure I'll get it. I'll get it before the end of next week. I'm really sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you get it, then that's totally fine. Then you can actually still apply. So right now, what I normally do was, even during my time, if I was waiting for other documents, I work on every other document or every other forms I need to work on, so that by the time this one document comes in, I don't stop my whole application just because I'm waiting for transcript. Maybe you're waiting for transcript. Then in the meanwhile, start writing your essays. In the meanwhile, if you need to do this, do A, B, C. Did you get what I mean? So don't specifically just wait on one thing and hold all the other things down. Because once you get a transcript, all you are
Yeah.
basically doing is you are just scanning it and uploading it. Trust me, that process will take you less than 10 minutes. So why wait on all the other parts just for the transcript? Or the other things, or the other forms you say you need. Yeah, the recommendation letters too, I know it's a bit crazy. You definitely have to so even one thing that's even done here is that even here, even up here, even in the US, if I wanted to go to grad school, what I have to do is if I ask my teacher, so first what you have to do is you have to talk to your teacher, whichever teachers you want them to write to. You need to somehow find a way of talking to them, and you tell them that oh you're interested in this. I'm sure some of the advanced teachers they know that their boys go to the US and things. So you just tell oh hey I'd like to do it, but they want me to write a recommendation letter. So most of the teachers it might be hard for them even here in the US. If I ask my US teachers here to write recommendation for me, what they will normally tell you is okay they can write it for you, they understand, but you have to write the letter. Most of them like they need a guideline. It's hard for them to just start. You know, if I tell you to write essay right now cry you go ball, like you get it. So what you have to do is that you need to write the letter yourself. So most of even here in the US, my teachers will tell me, Philip, write the letter yourself. Write a letter of like how you would have wanted a letter of like how I should send it to the school. Write it yourself, and then send it to me. So once you write the letter, you send it to them, so that they now they will add their own touches to it, and then they'll do what? They'll submit it for you. It's even better that way than to even get them to write everything. Because trust me, I've had one Ghanaian teacher write a recommendation letter for me, and that thing did not go past 10 lines. But you want the recommendation letter to be very like yes, because they don't have time sometimes everything. So it's like you now you have to write it yourself and then give it to them and tell them that okay this is an outline. If you need like something like this, you
Yeah.
can add your own touches and then submit. It's normal for like teachers to request for like what they want the students to write from them, and the teachers will understand. And if they don't want to use it, then they want to write their own thing, they can write. So basically, all you tell them is that you want their email or their phone number, and then you would basically just input it in your Common App section so that Common App will send them an invite to submit their recommendation. And basically, all they can do is that once they receive that invitation, they can just, if they even like your thing that you wrote, they can just tweak it a bit and then submit it for you. That's all they have to do. But I get it. I know, like asking them to write letter, like it's very painful. So these are kind of the things you can be doing and be waiting. So that's like my advice in that regard. I hope that answered your question. But if you have more questions, ask. Oh yeah. Hello,
Yeah,
Kenson.
yeah, that's it. Thank you. Something that when we ask the teachers to write the recommendation letter, taking Common App for example, they ask that we invite the teachers. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, since you said you're also in Ghana, I think you know what's actually happening, because even letting them write the letter is a problem. And then to the extent of you actually inviting them for them to go to the Common App portal to fill in all that details, it's like more stress,
Mm.
because you are even finding it hard to even get the letters and other documents from them. So I was wondering if maybe I could make like, how should I put this, something like my own email, and then after they've sent the recommendation letter and the transcript to me, I invite that email and then
Oh, I see what
I
you're talking
continue
about.
the process.
You need to be very
Yeah.
careful. If
So I was asking whether you can use your WAEC results to apply for the universities.
Yes, you can use your WAEC results. In fact, most of the schools will ask for your WAEC results
Okay.
or your national
Okay.
living exams results. So, like, you can't just use only the SAT. And sometimes even now, you don't even need the SAT to apply to a good amount of the schools. So you just need if you have your WAEC results, it's good enough. That's that's if you also did very well in it. If you didn't do well, if you like really perform bad, that's where the SAT can help you. Like if you didn't do well because of some scenario, but then at least you can write. There's always in the common app, there's this section where like, oh, if you have any other things that impacted your education or something that's you don't have space to talk for, here is a chance for you to talk about it. You can use that space to talk about it. Oh, maybe during the WASI there was this, or let's say if something happened in your family and it affected you, fine. But you need to let the schools believe it. So maybe you need to do well in other things. Like they need to then see your transcript and see, oh, okay, maybe there was happening in that period and he didn't do well, but it makes sense. Okay, his transcript looks good, his activities look good, his SAT looks good, so we can excuse him. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely
Yes.
your WASI is good enough to go. Yeah.
So about the recommendation letter, is it compulsory for like a teacher in your school to write it, or like you can let maybe someone to write it for you?
It has. I mean, they request that at least most of the common app they request at least two teachers from your school have to write it for you. Two teachers in your school who taught you have to write it for you, and then maybe you can have extra people if you want that can write for you, like any other
Yes,
person.
please.
Yeah, but it has to look like two teachers from your school wrote it for you.
The transcript. Is it good to go to the school like directly, or you have to request it from their mail?
I don't know if you
As
can.
in you go.
For me, the only ways I always got my transcript was I had to go to the school's office to get it, like my school's administration block. But like if you can call someone in your school, that also works. Like you can call a teacher you still have in your school and you were close to that teacher or someone in your school that you can like call and say, oh hey, can you like, get me the like let's say if you're far away from your school. Let's say for me, for instance, my school was in another region and I used to stay in Kumasi. So I knew I had to get my transcript before I graduate because I knew I wanted to apply to US schools. But even for those of my friends that did not get it and they still had to get it, like you call like someone in your school can like you pay the money, like let's say some schools you need to pay money to get your transcript. So you give the money to the person, tell them that you need your transcript. So then they will give it to the person and then the person can literally just photo like scan it and send you a scan copy. Because all you need is the scan copy.
Regarding the school,
Regarding the schools, like sending it to the school. No, you don't need to mail it. Don't mail it. No, you don't.
Like, is it good to go to the school directly for it, or you should mail them so that they can send it to you?
It depends on your school. It depends on your school. Because if your school responds very well to email or mails and they will do it for you, I think you now you've been to your school, so you know what should work or what should not work.
Yeah.
So that one I can't answer for you. For me, my school, I know I have to go there or I have to get someone who has to go there and get it for me. Email will not work for my school, but maybe email for your school will work. If it will work, then do whichever way you think it will work for you.
But like, is it advisable to like apply for the university when you finish maybe your high school, or you should go to the university before
Yes,
like
please.
applying?
I think in the Ghanaian context, is better after you are done with school, like to apply to the to apply to the colleges. You mean normally in the Ghanaian context, it's better if you are done with school because of how our system is. But I know a few people who were like in their final year and applied and got in. It depends, but those people, even some of them, we went to these international schools and stuff. So, but yeah, you can do it both ways. But just that a lot of Ghanaians, just the best way is to just finish and then apply. So that one you have time to actually sit down and prepare for the ACT, get all your documents and do all those things. Because actually doing it now and also thinking about WASI and you are in school and you can't really take your phone in quotes and all those things, it could be a whole like it's very I don't know how you navigate it.
Actually done, and our results are also out. So
Yeah, so then you're done. Okay, but like from the way, oh godly, from the way Kingsford was talking, I actually thought he was done with school. That's why he was asking if it's better to do it before or after. But if you are done, then yeah, you are doing it after. So yeah, your results are in. Just follow the process and like just um yeah, just keep doing what you guys are doing. Get the documents and just start like. And you guys, none of you have written the SAT.
to certain reasons, financial reasons, so we weren't able to do it. That's why, yeah, something like that.
Makes sense. No problem. No problem. I think you guys are even in a good time because now, because of the COVID and everything, a lot of schools still have their then test optional. So even the very top schools. So, but the only thing now is
Yeah.
if you still don't have a good score, like if you don't have good grades and everything, now that they are not requesting for your SAT, it means that a lot of attention now is on your WASI, your transcripts, and those things. So, but still, even if that is still not good, that means that your essays and your recommendations have to be extremely good. So, yeah, you need to also take time on polishing your essays and your recommendations. But yeah, um, yeah. Any other questions?
Of schools. When I first sent my list to you, you said most of them are public and they offer, let's say, a less amount of financial aid.
Yeah,
So I should work on choosing my schools.
yeah,
So I went online to College Vine, and
yeah.
they had this piece of schools. I think a list of schools that offer need blind financial aid to international students. And I was asking if the need blind is something that I should actually go in for.
Yeah, need blind is also need blind is good. You understand what need blind is, right?
Somehow, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think I explained it on my YouTube channel though, but I think I can explain it quickly again. So need blind basically is when let's say your application, let's imagine I'm an admissions officer at let's say school, university X, and your application comes to me. I don't even know, let's say you and the other guy, your applications came to me. I don't even know, I don't even care how much you guys need. Maybe all of you guys even pay
Yes.
all the fees. I don't care. I just look at your application, the strength of your application, like your essays, your transcripts, your what. If I like you, no matter how much, even if you need plane tickets to come to my school, I'll pay for your plane tickets to come. You get it? But need aware schools is like I like this guy's application though, but he needs too much money. So I can't actually give him the offer letter because he needs too much money. But so it's like they factor in your
Okay.
need. So
Yes.
yeah, need blind schools are so sweet. Like if you get a need blind school, from head to toe they'll pay for everything. But because they'll pay for everything, it means that you need to be extremely like it's extremely competitive too because um, that money is not just falling from the skies for them. They see it as an investment. So the question is, you yourself as you're submitting your application, you now be honest and ask yourself, why should this school give me hundreds of thousands of dollars? Why do you think they will sit there amongst each other and be like, oh, let's give God $80,000 every year, pay for first class tickets for him, give him a brand new MacBook laptop, give him all those things, feed him for 4 years. Why should we do that? So sometimes that should motivate you when you are filling your application. So yeah, that's the thing we need blind. I mean, even in schools, in getting into a school in general in the US as an international student, it's very competitive. So need blind is like the very top of the top of competitive. And most of
Yeah.
the need blind schools too are very top schools like the Harvards, the Minervas, the Dartmouth. So it makes sense. Clearly, there's a correlation. So yeah, between the need blind and the the acceptance rate or how top the school is. So yeah. So yeah, yeah, definitely good. Yeah, but public schools.
Okay.
I could have said you could have applied to public schools. The problem with public schools is they normally don't even give aid to international students. Even if they give aid, it's a
Yeah.
certain scholarship program, and that scholarship program you have to fit in a lot of criteria. Let's say you need to have above a 1500 SAT score, and you need to do this. And let's say, oh, every year they pick one or two Africans or something like that. They have those kind of programs. So if you don't fit in those contests or those schools don't have those programs, you get in the school and you realize that you still have to pay and you can't pay, and so you can't go. So that's the issue. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I came across certain schools like that.
Yeah.
They were like they only offer merit based
Exactly.
scholarships to international students, and they don't even offer student loans and all
Exactly.
that. So I had to clear the whole, like, the 20 schools I chose in Common App. I had to clear all of them.
I mean, I
and
think the
choose
only
a
one that
different
made
set of
sense was
schools. And
Reed. The one that you had in there that was private and they offer aid that I know is Reed. But that one you can still remove it if you want. But yeah, of all of them, only Reed was the only one that I saw that was private, offer like need based aid and all that. So yeah, yeah. If you're going to apply to all the change your schools, you know that some of these schools have these extra personal school essays like specific to them.
yes, I
Okay.
think I'm still working on
Yeah,
most of them.
I know their essays are
I'm
annoying.
still working on most of them. I'm not on.
No problem, no problem. I mean, yeah.
very, very hard.
I've been in your shoes, I know, but yeah, trust me, by the time you are done submitting all your applications, you'll be happy. In the end, you just look back and you're happy. But yeah, let's pray, but we'll see. I think even in the meanwhile, what I'll also say is, in the meanwhile, even though I know you said due to financial circumstances you couldn't write the SAT and all that, in the meanwhile, let's say next year or something, if you get some money or so, I would say try and write the SAT still in the future because it can help you just in case. Because you know, even though you don't submit your SAT score by deadline, after the schools, after you submit your application, you can still like email the school with your SAT score like while they are still reviewing because they will not submit you your decision till like March. Let's say if you write it in let's say February or something, you can still submit it to them. So and it can help you. I don't know, like, but that's if you want to. But still, you can still do it without it. Basically, yeah.
Okay. Right now, too, there is this issue of my dad telling me to continue or start level 100 here.
Oh yeah.
So
Now one day, I mean, there was one of my friends that was in level 300 at KNUST doing civil engineering, and he got Northwestern and he dropped it. Right now, he's working at Google. So that one day, education, don't let it feel like a race. If they tell you to go, go. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. Because go for it, but still definitely go to the school level 100. If you get the school and get a full scholarship, you leave the country and that one your parents can't even stop you because the school is paying for everything. Like you don't at that point you don't need your parents. But yeah, still go to school. So depends on you. And even your own parents, if they know you've gotten a school with good aid, they now will not like say, oh, don't go.
Differences between colleges and universities. Which of them is better?
Honestly, for undergrad, none of them matter. In fact, all of them are equal. The difference between college and university here in the US is college, when it's a college, normally it's a liberal arts. And when people say liberal, it's not even liberal arts per se. A college means that they basically don't do like masters. Um, they don't have like higher level programs like graduate level programs or PhD and stuff. University is like university. See, university graduates, when you go to tech, there are people doing undergrad, there are people doing masters, there are people doing PhD. That's a whole university. But a colleges, they basically just do undergrad. So after 4 years, they don't have masters in their school, they don't have PhD programs in their school. That's the difference. So which one is better? It really doesn't matter. As well, both of them, because you're going there for undergrad, it really doesn't matter at all. All of them are the same.
Oh, but I heard during if you apply for a college school, they deny you visa more than when you apply for university.
That's not true. A lot of my friends are in colleges here, like Kenyon, Amherst. No, that's not true. The only what I'm thinking about is they deny you visa if you're applying for a community college. If that's what you mean, community college, they're 100%. You are 99% going to be denied the visa if it's a community college for sure. So is it community college I mean? Community college, I don't think you should even be applying to community colleges, honestly. Unless like you are a citizen or you're a green card holder or something. Then don't be applying to community colleges. Because community colleges I get it, they are cheaper and everything, but they are not even 4 years. They are like 2 years and you're supposed to transfer and they don't have scholarships. So you have to pay everything. It's community colleges are really meant for like citizens. So the reason why they reject you is that it's actually meant for the citizens, and then you are going to join. You get it? It's like kind of it's an unspoken rule. It's kind of meant for citizens, and you are non-citizen. You want to go and do it. So that's why. Yeah. So I think you are meaning community college. Yeah, community college zero. That one they will reject you. That one, so no, don't even think. But yeah, the other colleges and universities, yes, you are fine. Because yeah, there are some very top colleges that are even better than some universities. Like yeah.
So like, is it advisable to like go to your home university, as in as we have already bought our waiting forms, and if you gain the admission, should we go and still apply for the
Yeah,
schools, or like?
yeah, I think that was what Godly. I was probably similar to what Godly was just asking me. While you're in university, a lot of my friends.
Be a waste of money.
No, it's not a waste of money per se. I mean, it depends. Are you regular or like you're fee paying? I mean, okay, sure, it doesn't even matter anyways. But like, I think the reason is because you can't put all your eggs in one basket.
About the that working, like if you are an international student, you can work for that 20 hours. When you come there at like early age as me, 18 years, can they allow me to work and pay
Yes,
for my
you're
tuition
18. As long as you're above 18, you can do most work, most internships and everything. So that's not a problem. If you're below 18, that's where the
and would
problem
that
is.
like would that amount be enough for me to pay like all my tuition fees without any support from the family?
No, but I'm saying okay. So the thing is, that's why you should look to apply to schools that can give you full aid. You should look to schools that can like fund everything. Because in fact, if you don't get good scholarship or good financial aid, when you get to the U.S. embassy, they will bounce you your visa. Because one of the questions they will ask you is how are you paying for your fees? So if you don't tell them you have a good aid or something, they'll look at your I-20, which is a certain form given to you after the school accepts you to try and use to go and get your visa. So the amount of money the school is giving you versus the amount of money you are supposed to pay will be on that I-20. So if that amount of money is not enough, the visa officer will ask you, okay, it looks like if you have full aid, the visa officer will say, you even think, okay, you're a smart student because for a school to give you full scholarship, then they know you're a smart person. You'll be like, congratulations. But if you don't have enough money, they'll be like, so how do you plan on paying? If your parents don't have enough money, you don't have bank statements to show it, they will even deny you the visa. So, in fact, if you don't, the painful thing is that you get a school and then you are denied visa. So, don't try and get in that situation. So, really apply to schools that you feel like would give you enough aid. And with aid, it doesn't have to be straightly scholarships or grants. It can be a combination of work study. Like my school, like this, for my aid, they gave me work study too. Like, oh, I work like I work part time to like to get money stipend to pay for other things like insurance and all those things. So it covers everything. So all the whole financial aid package included scholarship, work study, all that. Do you get it? So when I say financial aid, it doesn't mean necessarily scholarship, but you need to apply to a school that can look at all those things and give you a good package. Whether they give you everything in scholarship or they give you work study, or they will say, okay, we'll give you loan, work study, and scholarship, or whichever way they will do to make sure that you are covered, they have to do it. So you need to apply to those kind of schools. Yeah.
Okay. And so when you're applying for the scholarship, is it like mandatory to use your SATs, or you can just use your school transcripts?
You mean you're applying for your application because for financial aid they don't look at your SAT. I think when you apply for the school, you indicate that you want need-based financial aid, and because of that, then you fill the CSS profile or whatever financial aid profile. But some schools don't care about the SAT now. But if the school requires the SAT, then you need to submit the SAT. But if they don't require it and you don't want to submit it, then it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So with the financial aid, talking about the financial aid, there is this program I saw, ROTC. I I think is the it's
Um,
related to the army
yeah,
something.
ignore that. You are not, just say no, you don't qualify for it. No. That is meant for like
Oh,
Americans and citizens and people like that. Those things, ignore it. Like you're not there. Like you are
I
not
should
part.
okay because I was planning on joining the army or something to get that aid.
No, no, it won't work.
I'm
It won't work. Sorry, it won't work. If Ghanaians could just join the army to join the US,
Okay.
trust me, Anka, by this time people are no, it's not working. It won't work. Yeah, ignore it. It's not meant. No, yeah, you be the common app. It's not only international students that use common app. Even Americans use the common app to apply to schools. So some of the questions are not meant for us. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.